Welcome back.
Oh.
Welcome back
Thank
to the
you.
show.
Or as William Barr might say, I'm so redacted to be here.
Absolutely.
You know, the only thing he should be redacting is fast food. Well, it's true. Honestly, I don't want to say he's big, but I think Trump might make him the wall.
Is Easter a big holiday growing up in...
Well, you know, we both have Irish Catholic backgrounds.
Yes.
And so I have a lot of Easter memories.
You do?
One in particular I was thinking about. When I was about 10 or 11, I got into a big fight with this cousin of mine. He was a tough kid. And he was trying to convince me that there was no Santa Claus. Ooh. And he was like a 10-year-old prosecuting attorney, and he made a very compelling case that one man couldn't possibly deliver all those toys in one night all over the world. And I was devastated, and I said... well, yeah, I guess so, maybe. And then very emotionally, I said, but you can't tell me there's no Easter Bunny.
Oops.
Yeah. I was different from the other boys.
You were.
But in my defense, my mother, for some strange reason, made more of a fuss about the Easter Bunny than Santa Claus. For example, she would put out a cup of hot cocoa and a bunch of carrots the night before.
Oh, yeah.
She developed a very elaborate backstory for the bunny, how he, you know, was the sole support of his 50 brothers and sisters, his dramatic battle with drugs and alcohol.
Oh, my God, terrible. What a story.
The sex tape, that was weird. And finally a stint in rehab, and then how he got into the candy business. It was like a Lifetime film. I couldn't resist.
I don't know if you heard, but
yes?
Cher was on our show last week. And
yeah. You don't have to tell me, because the minute I walked into the building, I stopped abruptly and said, Cher's been here. I'm a big Cher fan, and I have the multiple restraining orders to prove it. But I want to tell you, it was a wonderful tribute show, or as I like to call it, your coming out episode.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes,
really.
I like to think of you as sexually fluid.
Yeah, thank you.
You know... I'm not sure you know what that means. Sexually fluid. You know, like years from now, if you and Justin Timberlake opened an antique shop in the Berkshires, I wouldn't be shocked. They wouldn't be shocked.
We might consider that. I want to talk about this play.
Okay.
I have lots of questions about it.
You and the rest of the tri-state area.
Yeah.
No, this is, by the way, I'm starting with these two brilliant actresses, Christine Nielsen and Julie White, directed by a genius named George C. Wolfe, and this brilliant writer, performer, Taylor Mack, who has concocted this hilarious, provocative, original, outrageous, absurdist black comedy called Gary, a sequel to Titus Andronicus. Now, I know you're a Shakespeare fanboy, but for those of you who don't know...
Oh, yes, please, for them who don't know.
Yes.
For them, no, not me. Of course, I would know.
They're still working out sexually fluid, but... But for those of you who don't know Titus Andronicus, it was Shakespeare's first tragedy, and famously over the top in terms of violence, blood, and gore. And so what Taylor Mack has done is taken three minor characters from Titus and put them in their own show. They're starring in this show, and they're called Gary. It's the clown, the maid, and the midwife, and they're called Gary, Janice, and Carol. Gary and Janice are assigned the task of cleaning up all the dead bodies left over after the Titus Andronicus massacre in ancient Rome. So it's sort of Game of Thrones meets tidying up with Marie Kondo.
That's what you should put on the... That should be on the playbill. I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, that you were in the new season of Game of Thrones.
Oh, well, yes, I wanted to... I wanted to debut the news here. Originally, they wanted me for the prequel series, Game of Thrones, the high school years. They were interested in me playing young Hodor, but they thought I was too chatty. So they created this part for me in the final season. I play Jon Snow's idiot cousin, Don Snow.
Oh, wow.
Don Snow. He's a very weak character. Like before this big battle I'm supposed to fight, I throw a tantrum, and then my father gets a doctor to claim I have bone spurs. But it's very...
It sounds familiar.
It's very exciting. Very exciting, but a very intense set. Like on the first day, I took a few too many M&Ms from the craft services table, and the entire cast pointed at me and chanted, "Shame!" But I will tell you, the final season blooper reel is hilarious. Because it's just an hour of me trying to get on a horse. But my one regret is that I had a big scene, a crucial scene, and I didn't feel I nailed it. I kind of choked because I had to say the famous words, "Winter is coming."
Oh, yes.
Yes, and it was like saying "to be or not to be" in Hamlet. You know, how do you make it your own? And, you know, by the 15th take, I knew I was in big trouble because I was getting a little New York Jewish. Winter is coming. Better bring a sweater. So I'd like to redeem myself tonight by trying to say winter is coming. And I really would love your feedback. You know, you did such nuanced work in Fever Pitch. And now, you know,
Nuanced. Wow.
now that Letterman is gone, you're my Oprah. So I'm hoping you could give me some helpful hints.
How can I help?
Well, let's just say if you could do the lead-in line to what I have to say.
Okay.
And so you're the eunuch.
Yeah, I'm the eunuch. So I say,
And you say, "Oh, Don." Speaking of Jack Benny, "Oh, Don. Have you heard what I heard?"
okay, ready, yeah. Oh, Don.
Wait a minute. No, you're a eunuch. You're a eunuch, remember.
Oh, Don. Have you heard what I heard?
Yeah. Winter is coming.
Wow! Oh my! That is how to do it right there. Nathan Lane, standing ovation. You can see Gary, a sequel to Titus Andronicus, right now at the Booth Theater on Broadway.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.